I'm here today with to talk about a really good news subject. There's a lot of bad news out there today. Oil spill and wars in the Middle East and just problem after problem. And it's easy to get kind of down about what's going on and where we're headed. The problem with that is that that's not all that's going on. And what we're talking about today is really good news. Medical innovation, healthcare, medical science, medical research is a wonderful subject to talk about because it's mostly, if not altogether, good news. About 2 years ago, we pulled together an organization that I'm not quite sure has ever been pulled together called the Council for American Medical Innovation. There have been other groups that have promoted research in medical science. There have been other groups that have looked at the economic side of it, but nothing that kind of brought together these many different stakeholders who are really interested in medical innovation. So we have all the disease groups, the people that are worried about diabetes or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, and you can go down the list of the major diseases that we all fear. So we got all of them involved. We got all the universities and colleges in the country involved because they do a lot of the basic scientific research through NIH grants. And then we brought in the pharmaceutical and the biotech companies and other new ventures that are trying to come up with how you translate that basic science into bedside answers to these many problems that we face. And then we brought in other foundations and educational groups that are interested in research as a general matter. And then we brought in other businesses that are interested in medical research. May make devices, medical devices, or they may make other implements that are used in this process. And we've been trying lately to bring in the information technology companies, because the more we look at medical research, we realize IT is at the heart of the new medical research. And then we brought in organized labor, because we realize that the facilities, the infrastructure by which you do medical research requires the building trades and a lot of other unions that build the structures and the facilities that you need to do this. And then we also realize that the labor members, the union members, are major beneficiaries, as we all are, of this research, because they're very worried about healthcare costs, like businesses, like everybody is. And so we have a very eclectic organization. We set out about a year ago or more to have 10, I call them meetings, I guess you could call them hearings, but they were conversations where we brought in the best and brightest minds in different parts of the country to talk about this issue. How do we do medical research? How do we advance the efficiency and the success of medical innovation and research in the United States? As the governor said, we've got lots of competition out there for this work. It's a good thing. We want all the medical research we can get. We're not wanting any country to not have capacity in this area, but we've always been a leader. We know what an effect this has on our economy, and we want to maintain our leadership positions. Very, very important. And so we heard out in 10 meetings around the country, in 10 different states, the best and brightest minds, people that really understood this area and how to deal with it. There are some things we found out fairly quickly. Regardless of how you've view medical research, it is clear that healthcare and economic issues are inextricably intertwined. The U.S. healthcare sector accounts for more than 17% of our gross domestic product. It has the largest share of gross domestic product of any industry. A 1.1% increase since 2008. And while most industries, and listen to this fact, this is a stunning fact, while most industries, in fact all other industries in this current recession that we're still unfortunately in, have shed jobs, lots of jobs, in the last 2 years, this is the only area that has added jobs during the recession. 700,000 jobs were added in healthcare in the last 2 years. And the governor, I know, knows this, and probably everybody here knows it. If you go into any city in the United States, St. Louis, where I'm from, Pittsburgh, Steeltown, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Las Vegas, casinos, in every town, including all that I mentioned, healthcare is the number one employer. Number one by far. So, over the past year, we've convened leaders, as I said, from all these different fields, and we've discussed how can the United States retain its leadership in medical innovation. And throughout these discussions, we've heard a common theme, that we've got to move forward with an aggressive medical innovation agenda that will get our economy back on track, that will facilitate the work of scientists and innovators, and bring us market products that will address some of the world's most pressing economic challenges. Simply stated, we're failing to attract the public and private cooperation and investment necessary to fund the breakthroughs in innovation that will create jobs and ultimately cure devastating diseases. We are delaying the arrival to market of critical treatments and next-generation therapies, and we're not doing enough to cultivate the next wave of scientific researchers. You need not look very far to see what's at stake. As the governor said right here in Delaware, the biopharmaceutical sector alone supports or provides nearly 30,000 jobs and generates $3.1 billion in gross state product and $1.7 billion in personal income.